Hello, welcome to Pendulum Friday here at Soulprint. My name is Cyndy. Thank you very, very much for being here. I'm just going to get at it. We've got some really good questions, and I have asked my guides to chime in if they have anything that they want to add to the yes/no answer. So let's get started, shall we? First question. Okay, here. Side to side, the pendulum is ready to talk. Back and forth is yes, and show me no, round and round. Here we go. Will Citizens United be overturned? All right, so it's getting a strong yes, but what I'm hearing is, but not until there is a strong Supreme Court who will allow that to happen. So you're just simply going to need, more liberal leaning people, because certainly Republican leaning people do not want to lose sort of that bonus donations, I guess, that come from companies and stuff. Anyways, was Ginny Thomas involved in the Arizona fake electoral vote? No. What can I say? There is a Senate seat up for election this November in Pennsylvania. Will Bob Casey, Democrat, who has been in the Senate since 2007, win re-election? Okay, so is Bob Casey going to win re-election in Pennsylvania? And that's a yes. Will President Biden appear on the ballot for all 50 states? And that is a yes. Will the war in Palestine end in 4 months? So the end of August time. Okay, so when it doesn't move, we know that the answer hasn't been determined. Let's ask the next part and see if we get some clarity there. Will it end in 7 months? So by the end of November, is it likely to be ended then? Okay, so this is a little yes, but honest, we'll take it. Okay, we'll just take it. Will the American people ever learn about all the evidence and truth about Trump in the January 6th trial if he dies or is incapacitated before we get to his trial? Meaning, if he dies, will Jack Smith cancel the trial and all of the evidence be kept private away from the people? All right, so let's break this down. Really good question. Are the people going to learn the evidence that has been accumulated and gathered against Donald Trump regarding January 6th? Okay, yes. So, if Trump dies, and we're not wishing that on anybody, we're not, the trial gets canceled, it stops because there's not a defendant anymore. But what I'm seeing or hearing is that should that happen, there would be information put together, sort of like the Mueller report, right? Where the information was compiled and then released. So at some point, one way or another, whether it's through trial or kind of after the fact, I'm being told that information is going to end up in the public domain. Crystal Mason is a Black woman in Texas who was acquitted last month and is dealing now again with the DA, Phil Sorrells, who wants her illegal voting conviction reinstated. My question to the pendulum is, will this DA succeed in doing so? No. Christi Noem, who wrote in her book about killing her dog and a goat, now says that the reporting of it was fake news. What a surprise. She says the dog deserved her fate, and some feel she was trying to impress Trump and wanted to be VP pick. As a result of her actions, will people spoil their dogs more and feel empathy for shelter dogs? Okay, so there's not an answer, and I'll tell you why there's not an answer. The people who are reacting to these stories in a really, really negative way already have empathy for shelter dogs, already probably have pets that they care about and they love. The people who think it's just fine are very often people who feel that way anyways. And they're not going to see that anything was wrong with what she did. I have to just share this. When I heard that she had killed a goat because the goat was bugging her children, the very first thing I thought was, yeah, and how much were your kids bugging the goat? So this is a sad situation here. Let me ask this question, though, because really that's what I want to know. Has the information that has come out about Christi, Noem, and the way she treats animals, has that significantly damaged her ability or her choices to be a VP pick? Has that damaged? Yes, it has. Now, don't forget, unless I'm very, very mistaken, Donald Trump and his family have never, ever owned pets. He is not a fan of animals. And for some reason, I have this niggly memory of very on in his presidency making some sort of a remark about, animals in the White House, having them. He doesn't want them around, something. Is Peter Navarro accepting he was arrogant and wrong about his role in the coup? Has he gotten to a place of recognition? Not yet. Nope, that's a no. Hunter Biden may be filing a lawsuit against Fox News. If so, will Hunter win? Yes. Will this lawsuit hurt Joe Biden's presidential campaign? No. I got to share this because it actually really made me laugh. In the comment section on yesterday's video, the one about hypocrisy, somebody, and I'm sorry I don't remember, made a notation about Joe Biden, and they broke it down this way: Joe, and then Byedon, Biden. I thought it was funny. I really liked it. Very cute, very clever. Whoever did that, thank you for sharing it with us. In 2012, Wisconsin Republican Governor Scott Walker legislation severely restricted unions and government workers' bargaining rights. There were 17 months of protest while his opponent collected 900,000 signatures to force a recall election. But in the end, Walker won and stayed in office. Did the Republicans cheat? Okay, so it looks like there was allegedly something going on there that wasn't on the up and up. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Jane Doe, aka Katie Johnson, filed and refiled and then dropped a lawsuit in 2016 charging that Donald Trump and Epstein repeatedly raped her while she was 13. Will her allegations resurface? Now, I did do a little bit of looking up on this just because I didn't know who Katie Johnson was. Those stories apparently have been completely debunked. So if they do come up again, they're going to be debunked again unless with all of the stuff going on, if it gets picked up and people start running with it, and listen up, the people who are going to run with it are Democrats or Democratic leaning people. Let's not get sucked in to the crazy that is flooding media. Whether it's YouTube or the internet or your news channels, be very mindful of what you are absorbing. And if it just seems a little out there, do a little bit of research before you pass that information along. Let's ask, will her allegations resurface again? Okay, so yes. Were her allegations correct? Were they honest? No. I'm not for a second suggesting it didn't happen to other people. Just apparently this story of hers was, Will there be violence on college campuses that are protesting the war in Gaza? So a lot of those things seem to have settled down. Is there going to be significant violence on with the protests that are taking place in college campuses? No. I'm not saying none, but not a lot. Will our democracy be saved? Yes. Will Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, Republican, he's the guy who was running away from the Capitol. Will he live in his district? Oh, does he live in his district? I don't know. Let's ask. Does Josh Hawley live in his district? Okay, yes, he does. Will he win in 2024 against Lucas Kunce? Maybe Kunce. Hasn't been determined yet. So what I'm being told is that Josh Hawley is going to have the momentum. This Lucas guy needs to up his game. Okay. Right now, what I'm hearing is that he hasn't made enough waves. He's not out there enough for a lot of people to identify who he is and start to listen to what his messages and stuff are. So Ryan Waters is Oklahoma's school superintendent. He is ultra mega and under investigation for mishandling of pandemic funds. What a surprise. Will he be ousted his position? Yes, but I am hearing it's going to take some time. So it's not going to be a fast, one and done kind of thing. Did Mitch McConnell and Bill Barr realize that supporting Trump, they are also betraying their oaths of office and indeed their country? Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. But their allegiance to their party seems to supersede all right? There's been a lot of talk about, what Trump must have on them. All of these people, they must be getting blackmailed for them to, continue to fawn over Trump. Now, I've asked this question before, and I'll ask it. I'm going to ask it this way. Does Trump have significant blackmail data or information on Mitch McConnell, Bill Barr, the ones that are really, really strongly supporting him? I get a no. And I have. And I know that other readers get a different answer. Frankly, I've always said that Trump can't keep his mouth shut. So if he had a bunch of stuff on them, he would have blabbed it already. But energetically, what motivates these people is power and position. And right now, they are maybe not so much Mitch McConnell because he's retiring, but Bill Barr and the others, frankly, who are, walking up to the kumbaya moment with Trump. They are banking on the fact that Trump wins. They want to be in favor. They want to be part of that Republican group. Now, what's so ironic about that is that, Trump holds a grudge. And for the people out there who are they've said terrible things and now they're, lining up behind him, Trump has a really long memory with stuff like that. And unless there's something he actually can think he can get from you even more than he already got, he's going to push you aside. So, but that's it. These people are motivated by power and money. And money and power. And that's what makes them tick. And right now, their only allegiance can be to the Republican Party. And unfortunately, or fortunately, that means Trump. It's just how incredibly skewed their moral compasses have become. And I don't know, how good were their moral compasses to start with? I don't know. I'm going to think that maybe Atlas will stop barking. Oh, nope, I'll be wrong.